Today is going to be about how you're going to get the best out of your sewing machine, and I'm going to be using this Juki as an example. You can do this to any sewing machine, but where you're going to need to touch may be different from the Juki. And if you apply this method to any sewing machine you're using, I guarantee you that the machine will serve you for a very long time. I don't want to say it's going to run forever, but there's a possibility that you can use this machine forever. But I'm just going to put it that if you want this thing to last you for a very long time, the couple of things that you have to put some couple of acts in practice to get you, going on why this is going to last you for a very long time. And the obvious one is going to be that you do your maintenance. There's what I call regular maintenance in sewing machine, and there's something that I call extensive maintenance, right? So let's talk about the just regular maintenance that you can do yourself. And I'm going to go through how you can do the extensive servicing if probably you don't have a service shop that is close to you. Then if you follow this video thoroughly, you'll be able to do that on your own, all right? So now let's talk about the just regular maintenance. And the regular maintenance will be that after using your sewing machine for the day, make sure your sewing machine is dust free. Make sure you clean it and cover it up. Get a cover for the machine. If you don't have a cover for the machine, get one for the machine. After your daily use, make sure you have probably a little towel like this, or microfiber, or any cloth, and make sure you wipe everything down. Make sure they are dust free, they are lint free, and that will be your first step. Then you cover it up for the day when you're coming tomorrow, right? Until next time you want to use it. The second maintenance that you can do on your own, which is just going to be the regular maintenance, is going to be that when you're using your sewing machine for the whole day, if you are the type that sew heavily and you're going to be sewing probably for like 8 hours or even more for a whole day, my recommendation is that don't just because you halt the machine before you start sewing and that will be all. No. You should be doing your straight sewing for 2-3 hours or even longer than that. Intervally, put a drop of oil where you need to put them, and I'm going to show you that along in this video. So drop just one drop of oil every 2 or 3 hours that you're doing continuous sewing. All right, that will be another thing you need to get used to, dropping oil on the holes where they need to go. So another maintenance that I will call daily maintenance is that when you look at the bed of the machine, and I will advise that you do this if you don't sew a lot. All right, if you're not the type that sew a lot, you don't need to do this every day. All right, but if you are the type that sew a lot, my advice would be that after you finish for the day, and I'm going to recommend that you do this if you sew like every day for the whole week. Probably if you sew like 5 days a week, if you use the machine for like 5 days a week and you do extensive sewing, my recommendation would be that at the end of the week, all right, at the end of the week, make sure you open this plate up. You have 2 screws. Take the 2 screws out and get a brush. Brush this thing away. Brush all the lint. Make sure all the lint are out. And you turn the machine over. If you're using this particular machine, you turn it over this way. At the bottom, you're going to open this up and go in there, and you take every lint. Make sure they are lint free. You see, clean the oil. There's going to be some oil on it. Make sure they are all clean. That will be another maintenance that you will need to do, okay? make sure that area is clean underneath with your brush. I normally use this compressed hair to dust, but sometimes when you do that, it can force some lint into your sewing machine. So if you have a portable vacuum, that would be a good thing. So I have this Infinity vacuum. Is very portable. I just bought it and I use this. You have some, these are the extension, and I'm going to be doing review of this very soon. I put this extension and I go in there when I open this, instead of me using this to blow them, because this will force them back in your machine. But when you open it up, turn this thing up, and you can grab as much as. So when you use the vacuum will give you the opportunity to suck out all those lint, while this will force them down your sewing machine. It's a choice. I used this for a while, but later I realized that if I have anything on the surface, I use this to blow it off. I can use this to blow them off. But when it comes to the internal part of the sewing machine, I prefer using the vacuum. After using brush to brush them out, I use the vacuum just to suck the remnant. If you have that mini vacuum, you can use it. If you don't have it, it's not a big deal. It's not a must. You can use your brush, sewing machine brush, to do those cleaning for yourself. Another thing I would like you to get used to when you're using sewing machine is the use of needle. Make sure you use recommended needle for the sewing machine. Also get into the habit of changing your sewing machine or needle frequently. Some people, if they're sewing a project, now they use a new needle for that project, and once they are done, they take out that needle, the needle is done. Which means every project they are doing, if it's going to be a large project, they change needle for each project. And I know some people that they only use one needle for a day, and those are, I'm talking about people that are heavy sewer. If you do like straight 8 hours a day or even more than that, you can do 2-3 projects a day, but they only need, they use one needle per day. And the reason why they do that is that actually will tell on the project you're doing, and it will also prolong the life of the machine. Dull needle, when your needle is dull, the poker on the fabric or the project you're doing will be obvious. But when you get the correct and sharp needle, it makes your project come out really good. And when the needle is new, it works fine on the sewing machine. So get into the habit of changing your needle regularly, all right? And that's going to be about your regular maintenance. Now, let's move to the extensive maintenance. The extensive maintenance is going to require you to open your sewing machine up. Yes, you will have to open it up. That will be the extensive maintenance. Now, the extensive maintenance will not be only about using oil. You're also going to need to use grease when it comes to extensive maintenance. This is one of the grease that I use. I bought this a very long time ago. This is like a long time ago. I've been using this one for a while. I don't know why I have that on it. So this is a So Retro. They call it So Retro grease. I don't know them, but I've been using this grease for a very long time. It came in this tube, and when you open it up, it came in this syringe. This is almost finished now. This is the remaining, the remaining I have now is like right here. I think it's all the way here when I bought it, but now it's like right here, okay? It's almost finished. But this is more than 2 years. I've been using this now more than 2 years. Probably, let me say, close to 2 years or less. I can't really remember when I bought this thing, but I know it's more than a year that I got this. It's more than a year. So you're going to need grease for your extensive maintenance. Also, you can buy silicone paste Yeah, silicone paste, they are kind of like grease. You can buy those, but make sure when you are buying your grease, don't buy petroleum base, okay? I don't think petroleum based grease, I don't think they're good for sewing machine. But if you look at this, I don't know if this is not petroleum based, but I'll put the name of this in the description box below. If you want to check it out, it is called Sew Retro. All right, so you're going to need grease, but you don't have to buy this particular one. You can check sewing machine grease online and see which one that will fit your budget. So you will need that. You will need a Phillips screwdriver. You're going to need your oil. Then you're ready to get started with. You're ready to start the maintenance. But now let's use this machine as one of your maintenance. And before we go, I would like to point this out that anytime you're using your sewing machine, try not to roll the way clockwise. Always come anti-clockwise, okay? Anytime you're trying to raise your needle, that's going to be one habit I would like you to get used to. Another tips that I want to give you about sewing machine to make them run, last for long is that anytime you're pulling thread, if you cut your thread, don't pull the thread away from the machine. Pull it away towards the machine. Now this thread is run already, right? If I have to take it out from the needle right now, some people will pull it from here and pull it back away from the machine. That's not good. That's a bad habit. The best method is for you to raise the presser foot and pull it out like this, okay? Why do you want to pull it out like this? Most of this thread, most of them carry a lot of length, right? So when they are coming through, the length also roll with them, and they pass through, you can pass them away from the machine. But if you pull it back, some of them are going to get stuck in the disc, the plate right here, and they may cause the tension of the sewing machine to malfunction sometimes. That's why you don't want to pull away, but pull out of the machine, all right? As that being said, let's go into the regular maintenance where you need to put your oil for regular maintenance. And like I said, I'm going to be using this sewing machine as an example. I will also advise that you check your owner's manual. If you have your owner's manual, check them where you need to put oil, because there's a lot of oil in this machine and you don't put oil in all of the holes. You have to be able to identify where you need to put holes. Some machine will put mark where you can put oil, some will not put mark. But in this one, I'm going to start from the bed right here. I'm going to put the machine towards you. If you look at this machine, you have one hole at the neck here. You have another one here, then there's two here. What you need to understand is that when you look through the hole, if the hole is threaded, do not put oil, okay? Any threaded hole is going to be for your sewing machine attachment, all right? So when I look at the 4 holes that I have here, 2 of these, they are threaded, which means they are going to be for attachment. You cannot put sewing machine oil here. But this and this are not threaded, so I can put oil. So you just put, probably if you're doing this in the morning before you start your sewing, just put 2 drops or 3 drops of oil here and here. You don't want to put too much oil, okay? For my own liking, because I do oil my machine like 2 to 3 hours interval of sewing, I normally put 1 to 2 drops of oil, and that will be it. Once I do that in the morning, when I sew for 2 to 3 hours, I put another 2 drops or 3 drops. Once I do another 3-4 hours, I put another 2 or 3 drops. That's how I do my oiling for the whole day, all right? So here, before you start in the morning, put 2 to 3 drops of oil. Now you come to the top, right here. We have 2 holes here, and we have 4 holes here. Here, this is where you put your oil. You put 2 drops here, 2 drops here, okay? Towards the back, there's 1 here, there's 1 here. You put 2 drops. But now when you look at here, there's another hole here. They are smaller than this. There's no need for you to put any oil there. There's no need. You put it in the bigger holes, all right? And that will be all you need to do for the top. Now, you come and open this up. You take out your shuttle right here. You take out your bobbin case. Then you have the shuttle down there. In the shuttle, like so, right there, where the bobbin case is going to like sit in, at the edge right there, you just put 1 drop of oil. I think 1 drop of oil is enough right there. Just 1 drop of oil, you do that. Anytime you're going to change your bobbin, put another drop of oil when changing the bobbin. Before you start the sewing, put 1 drop of oil. Do not put more than 1 drop. 1 drop is enough. That's another place you need to oil. And that is what you need to oil in this sewing machine. But if you're not using this particular sewing machine, please try and check with your owner in your owner manuals so that you will know where you need to check. The next maintenance you want to do is the one you're going to do probably weekly, depending on how heavy sewer you are. You take this out, the faceplate. That's what you do. You take the faceplate out. So you take the faceplate, you take it out. You look at the back here. If there's any dirty or lint, you clean it out. You get your brush, you go in there and brush everything out. The next thing that you will do is here. When you open it up right there, you clean everything. If there's excess oil, you wipe them down. If there's excess oil, wipe them down. Wipe them down so that you don't get excess oil. And once you're done, this also, you clean it up. Once you clean it up, just put this back like so. So once you close that back, put it down. Then you bring back the faceplate. Slide this in back. So once that one is done, it's done. Okay. Now we're going to open the top, and that will be for the extensive maintenance. You look at here, I have 1 screw here, there's 1 here. All right, so this I'll take out. This one also, I'll take it out. Don't pull it, please. Do not pull it, okay? There's a place right here that you need to disconnect this cable. So you take this thing out. So you look at the edge right here. You have some kind of a panel here that you don't want to touch. If your machine use grease, you inspect everything. You inspect inside and see that it's free of lint. You inspect everywhere and you see that it's free of lint. And you inspect. After you open it up, you inspect and be sure that everything is clean inside there. And once that is done, you're good to go. All right. If you use this type of sewing machine, you probably will not need grease anywhere here because everything is self oil. So once you put this oil here, they lubricate the upper part here and you'll be good to go. When I'm looking here now, make sure you inspect all the belts and be sure that everything is working fine at the belt. You inspect the belt and be sure that everything is good, no crack, nothing. You look at everywhere here and see if there's any lint like this one. You see, you take it out. That's a lint, you take it out. That you have to open for you to see. If you don't open it, you can't see it. So if you look at here, you see all this, they are all designed like a self oil. Look at it. Once you put oil through the top here, they get soaked and the oil gets released in the sewing machine. All right. So let's put this back. So now that is plugged back. You have to push this all the way back like so. And you're good to go. Okay. Press. Be sure that you're able to push this before you lock, tie it back down. So once you're done, that part is done. Now you turn the machine around like so. So once you turn it around, so you have 6 screw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 screw to take out of here, okay? And you will take this out, all right? You see all the oil, everything. You try and make sure you clean that out before you put it back. So if you look at this sewing machine now, you will understand that these are all the components down here that you need to make sure you look at visually, you inspect them and make sure that everything is in order. Now when you look at this here, this is where you put your grease. If you look at this, there's grease that you put here. I think that is the only way you put grease. There should be some area that you put it, but just inspect that anywhere you see grease, all you have to do is that make sure you clean the grease, clean them off. Okay, don't use the old grease. Try as much as possible to clean the grease. You clean them off, okay? Look for something to clean them off. I'm just using this. I'm going to wash this away, okay? Clean the grease off. You don't want to use the old grease. You don't want to use them again. So you clean them off. You come up here also, you clean the grease off. So once you do that, you don't have to take everything away, all the grease. You don't have to take all the grease away. Just make sure at least those excess that are, you know, jumping around, just clean them off. And once you do that, the next you want to do is that you take out your grease and you apply a fresh one, okay? So this one now I'm done with it. So once you do that and clean every area that you need to clean, if you see any excess oil, try and clean them out, okay? You don't want to leave any excess oil. And once you do that, this is not something you have to do every day. No, this can be once in a year. It can be once in 2 years. It depends on how loud your machine is. It's going to depend on the loudness of your machine. If you notice that the machine is being loud unnecessarily, there's a probability you need grease or oil, but this can be once in a year. This is extensive job. So once you are done, the next thing is that you replace this back. All right, let me push it up. So once that is done, then you're done. Put the machine back up and the machine is ready to roll again. All right. So guys, that's how you're going to do your sewing machine. Like I said, those extensive maintenance is just going to be probably once in a year that you will do that. You don't have to do that like monthly, maybe every 2 years, depending on how you use the machine. And also, you're listening to the machine. You're the one using it. When you first bought it, you know how it's loud. Now, if the loudness is getting high or you see unnecessary loudness, that is a sign that you need to put oil or you need to put grease. And for you to have the extensive maintenance to be prolonged, you cannot skip in the regular maintenance. If you skip the regular maintenance that you keep sewing without maintaining the machine, then it's going to require extensive maintenance really soon. So guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you find this video informative, and if that being so, and you're yet to subscribe by you clicking the notification button. Anytime video is out, you'll be one of the first to know that the video is out. Probably it may be something that will interest you. So that's going to be my time on this one, guys. Until next time, stay blessed, keep this one going. Bye bye.